Hey everybody, this is the Lego Batman movie Egghead Mech Food Fight set. It makes me happy to look at it. In many ways, this doesn't quite look like a Lego set. It looks like a mock, a custom creation. And I say that with utmost respect and admiration. It looks like a custom creation made by somebody who's really good at doing custom creations that don't use too many pieces and that don't use any illegal building techniques or anything, like something that could, in my wildest dreams, be turned into a Lego set, but would most likely never actually be turned into a Lego set unless maybe it was through the Lego Ideas system or something. It's just such a fresh design and creative and interesting. It does things that are just for fun. It has that little bit of kind of neoclassic space feel to it, but then it's silly and it's actually based on real DC Comics lore. The build actually went together quite simply and pretty quickly. Didn't take much time. None of it was frustrating. All of the sub-assemblies went together well. That right there, I have to keep coming back to it, is a print. That's a printed dish piece that they included, exclusive to this set. There is a sticker sheet though. Pretty much everything else that you see that looks like a decoration is actually a sticker on this, but I appreciate getting that one print. They did it because they don't put stickers over surfaces that are curved against more than one axis, at least not anymore. The shoulders are way up here, and that puts the arms way out of the way of the rest of the body and allows said arms to have a good range of motion. I mean, you can bring the arm all the way out to here, still rotate around. You can get it to come across the body. Look how far it'll go across. And then you also have this ball joint at the elbow on either side. So that allows you to do some useful things as well. Let's see if I can get this back to a more stable state. It's not able to reach quite across right there in that particular form, but use the shoulder with it a little bit. This grabber arm here has a little rotating feature, so you can blend things up, spin things up. It's a great looking grabber arm. It's not like, at least as far as I can remember, it's not like anything that Lego has done before on any of their mechs. Each of these is independently articulated, so you can grab just about any size or shape of object with these. There's a little bit of hook towards the end of each. And, you've got anti-studs under there, so you can kind of cheat a little bit to connect some things and, do different stuff. You can rotate these around in different ways, kind of cradle something even. Let's see if I get, there we go. Look at that. You can practically create a hand shape out of it, out of this egg beater type of mechanism. That's pretty nice. And then on the other side, they just have a disc launcher that's built into this, and it's down here at the base. So rather than firing things out the actual nozzle here, you just fire from down below. It's really simple. I mean, you just load a single 2x2 disc into the launcher that kind of sticks out like a magazine below here, but you fire that off, and the thing that you're firing off, I guess access to this isn't all that great. It does fire pretty well, but what you're firing off is something great itself. This is a print as well, not a sticker. It's a printed disc piece. I'm going to get you a couple more of those. Since I dropped one egg, broke one, got two more. Total of 3 included in the set. Cool little piece. You can kind of use it to represent an over easy ostrich egg or something in minifig scale. Really nice. Glad to get that. I also like the kind of backpack, what do you call this? The hatchery on the back here, which is fully enclosed, including the clear dome on top. That is not a full chicken. It doesn't have any print on it or any paint applications. It's just plain white, but it's the traditional chicken piece that they've had around for a little while now. Each of these chickens, or excuse me, each of these eggs, not chickens yet, but each of these eggs is at a slightly different level. Just going around the outside of the thing, 120 degrees apart from each other. You can change exactly where they are, but it looks good. These are stickers that you apply here. Do be careful with those because they're going against a clear surface, but I think they work out just fine. The hose connection here works out just fine. What about the legs? I showed you the articulation of the arms, but I didn't really talk about the legs. These are shorties. little ones, using the creature and character building system parts with some friction adders there. All that friction allows you to very easily get this thing onto one leg without any problem whatsoever. Surprisingly, I didn't even mean to do that. I mean, it's touching with just the right heel now. It's able to get into this kind of walking action poses really easily. I mean, it doesn't have knees at which to bend, but this kind of almost works like a knee right here, just because of how far it is up from the base of each foot. But I mean, it just works. You can, let's see if I can get this in. Yeah, there we go. You can do something like that just so easily, and I've not even taken care to put the arms in any specific position that I think would make the whole mech more stable here. Okay, now I've brought one arm out, so it's leaning over to one side a little bit. I'll just shift the body, shift the weight. It does have quite a bit of friction in each of those joints there, but shift the weight over to the other side. It's almost there. Shift it a little bit farther without even leaning it fully. So now it's just barely balancing a little bit more. There we go. It's able to stand. I mean, this thing has stability. It has the ability to move around. The cockpit section is great. I mean, that's just a single clear piece that covers the whole front. It has a pretty good shape to fit with the whole kind of deviled egg or soft-boiled egg kind of look. And these are different. The control sticks aren't what you usually get. Usually you get just those almost antenna style little levers, but here they've used the relatively new pieces that are done in gray there and put a couple of small barbs or horn pieces on the tops. And this thing is still rotating around on just a single foot, and it's not complaining to me about it. Yeah, it's actually kind of balanced in an interesting way. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing about this that I personally have found in just fiddling around with it to be annoying or inferior to what I would expect. Everything is just as good as I would want, or better, mostly better. Surprise, surprise, it's a Lego Batman movie set that comes with a Batman. Doesn't come with a Batarang though. That actually was a surprise to me. I was 100% certain it would come with a Batarang, but instead it comes with the grappling gun. Doesn't actually do anything, but you can pull the grappling hook out if you want to use that in imaginative play. It's just a Batman. It's got the modern style of cape. It's pretty much the same thing that you see on most of the Lego Batman movie sets. He has two faces. Here are the two expressions. That's an interesting one. Interesting expression. Not such a common thing. I guess that's not all that common either. It looks like he's not entirely certain what to think at this point. Let me show you what this face looks like through the mask. Yeah, that's a good one for this particular envisioning of Batman, specifically for the Will Arnett Batman. I think this works really well. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it's just cynicism, but after seeing the Lego Batman movie, I was pretty confident that they were not going to make an actual Condiment Man figure. And that made me very, very sad. Even though, I hadn't seen anything stating that they wouldn't, I just felt that they weren't going to. I think I had seen the first wave of sets and the first collectible minifig series. I wasn't sure they were going to do a second, and it just looked like there was going to be no Condiment Man. Well, here's a Condiment Man, and my life is complete. I am so happy to have been so wrong about that. He's pretty accurate to the movie. Only thing that's a little bit off with this one is that the printing for the face, as is unfortunately common, is just a little bit on the thin side. Needed a little bit more opacity there to bring that towards a proper skin tone. I mean, it's possibly difficult to see on camera, but there's a dramatic difference in the skin tone between what it's supposed to be and what you'll see in official marketing pictures for it and what you actually get. But I was going to say, but otherwise, no. But still, it's a Condiment Man figure with dual molded legs, and he's got the full mustard and ketchup backpack on. These are stud shooters. They give you some extra studs in red and in yellow. I am happy camper. That is a bright green colored helmet that he has on. A lot more expressiveness beneath that. He does have an alternate face. Let me just turn this head around so you can see what that looks like. Excellent. Again, I wish there was a better skin tone, but still pretty cool looking. That definitely works. No print on the back of the torso though. And I'm not mad about it because I'm never going to take this pack off because it's essential. It's part of the character. So yeah, just leave it like that. No problem. I've saved the star of the set for last because well, I'm not saving the best for last. I mean, Condiment Man is the best. But still, this is a pretty good figure. Good print for the torso. And that is a brand new piece for the Egghead. And that has the correct color. It looks like it's actually just slightly off in hue. It's a little bit more reddish than the head is, but it's super subtle. Not something that bothers me at all. No print on the back of the torso. That is a little bit of a disappointment to me. I wish there was just at least just a crease down the center that would have helped and would have gone well, I think, with the tails here of the suit. But I'm really happy to get this piece here. You know, it just attaches to a stud and it just fits around the head pretty well. Leaves a little bit of gap. It looks much better from a distance than it does getting all up close, you know, like this. The most important thing to me about this figure, and especially that new headpiece, is that at last my Saitama can be complete. You know, I was looking at this thing for a little while after I built it, and I was watching some TV this evening, and I realized that you don't really need to care anything about the Lego Batman movie to smile when you look at this. You don't need to care anything about obscure DC Comics villains of the past. You don't need to, honestly, really even care about Lego. At first glance, it's even possible to not even notice that this is a Lego thing. And if you're not into Lego at all, I still feel like most people seeing this would take a second glance at it and walk up closer to it and want to grab it and move around the arms and especially the grabber, the beater over here and the fingers, and just play with it and look at it from different angles and ask questions about it. What is this thing and why do I like it? There's something about it that's interesting and cool. There's just a certain feel-good feeling that I get from looking at this, from the way that it's designed. It's a combination of its shape, its colors, just everything about it just is good. It's just very positive. So thank you to whomever at Lego designed this for that feel-good feeling that you've given to me. I have to admit that the price of $30 US, bear with me here, feels a little bit much for the height of the thing. Just based on the height, I actually have to kind of use critical thinking skills to deduce value based upon the width of it and the depth of it and the number of pieces and the complexity of the build. Once I do that, I'm okay with the price. I'm not going to complain about it. At first glance, wish it was a $25 set, but Lego, you earn the extra $5 from me. I'm not going to haggle you over it. It's a good set, and I would definitely pay that again for it. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, I may actually get a second one of these for myself. So that's it for my thoughts about the Egghead Mech Food Fight set. Hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. And I'll talk to you again soon.